Yes, hello, Mr. Juban. Welcome on YourPedia platform, and let's start your RAC snap for your final HPCL interview. Juban, what is refrigeration?
The refrigeration is the process of heating or cooling, and the refrigeration is done actually to maintain something, whether it be food or any other substance, to maintain something under our desirable conditions of temperature and humidity. Temperature, both of them come under refrigeration. So to maintain that, refrigeration is done.
अच्छा, क्या आप मेरे को प्रिंसिपल बता सकते हैं? What is the working principle of VCRS?
Sir, can you repeat?
What is the working principle of VCRS? Vapor compression refrigeration system. Okay,
sir. In vapor compression refrigeration system, actually, we have a refrigerant. A refrigerant is actually a volatile substance that can actually easily vaporizes and actually which can absorb certain amount of latent heat and suddenly convert into the vapor state. So there is a liquid refrigerant that flows through a tube. This liquid refrigerant actually takes heat from a refrigerated space or takes heat from the space that we want to be refrigerated. And after taking heat, it converts to the liquid phase, to the vapor phase or gaseous phase. After it converts to the gaseous phase, it actually emits out this heat energy to the outside environment so that it can cool back to, or it can condense back to its liquid form. And after it condenses back to its liquid form, then it again goes into the refrigerated space and using a pump or a compressor. And this process is repeated all over again and again. And that is how the refrigeration cycle works.
Juban, can you tell me some of the desirable properties of refrigerant?
So one of the main desirable properties is that it should have it should be volatile in nature, because it should absorb the latent heat of energy from the food substance or whatever we want to keep it refrigerated, and then it should convert into the vapor form. So it should have a desirable latent heat property. Then it should be thermally heat conducting, because it has to conduct heat also while it is in the vapor phase. So it has to be highly heat conducting. Then one general property is that it shouldn't be corrosive in nature, because to make sure that it doesn't react with the food particles, at the same time it doesn't react with any of the rubber beadings or pipes or any such structural materials in the refrigerator. So it should be corrosive in nature. Then the general property is that it should be able to we should be able to purchase it easily. It should be available in abundance, and general factors.
You know, for that is also one of the desirable property. We want CP of the liquid lesser and CP of the vapor higher.
CP of the liquid lesser and vapor higher.
When the refrigerant is in liquid phase,
yeah,
the CP is less, specific heat.
Yeah.
And when it is in vapor phase, so its CP is required to be higher. What is the meaning of this?
CP is higher. Okay, sir. So in vapor phase, actually what happens that the refrigerant in the vapor phase means it has already absorbed a certain amount of heat energy. So what it has to do is that it has to, if the specific heat is high, then the amount of heat conducted will be more. So it can easily cool down to its liquid form from the vapor form. But as in case of liquid, what happens is that we actually want more of a temperature difference to happen. So the amount of heat, if a certain amount of heat energy is to be absorbed, then for a given value of specific heat, if the value of specific heat is less, actually for a given value of heat energy to be absorbed, if the value of specific heat is less, more amount of delta T will happen, means more amount of drop in temperature will happen. So that is why lesser CP is desirable for liquid, and a higher CP is desirable for the same when it goes to the vapor phase.
Juban, can you tell me the difference between isentropic expansion and isenthalpic expansion? And sir, why the isentropic expansion is not suitable for VCRS?
Sir, isentropic expansion is where actually the process is adiabatic as well as reversible in nature. Adiabatic means it shouldn't be inputting, or it should be absorbing any heat or giving out any heat. But as far as a VCRS system is concerned, giving out of heat is actually something that cannot be compromised in any way. And so and the adiabatic process cannot happen in a VCR system because we deal with heat exchanges. That is what adiabatic expansion or isentropic expansion means. But in isenthalpic expansion, when we take case of ideal gas, the temperature has to remain constant. But as we know that we are not dealing with such a case in practical scenario, the enthalpy has to remain constant. So in the total energy of the refrigerant has to remain constant. So yeah, we prefer isenthalpic process over isentropic process. Also, sir, one more thing, reversible means the process has to happen very slowly, but in practical case that is not possible because the process works with a certain works at a certain pace. So slow process is also not possible. So there will be some irreversibility generation in the environment, and so the entropy of the universe will surely increase, and so we cannot expect an isentropic process to happen.
Can you tell me the difference between automatic and this thermostatic expansion valve?
Sir, I didn't hear.
What are the main differences between automatic expansion valve and thermostatic expansion valve?
I don't know, sir. I haven't heard about that.
You have not heard about expansion valves?
I have heard about expansion valves, but I haven't heard about automatic and thermal.
Achha, can you tell me something about the various throttling devices?
Yes, so one throttling device is a porous plug. Then the other is what you just told now, expansion valve.
Capillary tube is also a kind of throttling device.
I didn't hear, sir.
Capillary tube. You heard about capillary tube?
Oh, yeah, capillary tube, yeah.
Okay. What are the problems associated with capillary tube?
Problems? The problem in the sense I didn't understand.
What are the limitations of capillary tube? Can we use capillary tube as an expansion device in a kind of cold storage or commercial cold storage plant?
Sir, is it something about the material of capillary tube? No, sir, I'm not getting an idea about that.
Okay. Given what is COP? You heard about energy efficiency ratio. What is energy efficiency ratio?
So I've heard about it and I knew it, but now I don't remember about. So is it COP? Is it the same as COP?
Yes, it is very much similar to COP.
Okay.
You heard about seasonal energy efficiency ratio, SEER?
Seasonal efficiency ratio. Seasonal, and I have heard it, but I can't recall it where I heard it. Seasonal energy. Not able to recall it. Seasonal. No, sir, I'm not able to recall it.
Okay. Juban, which particular refrigerant nowadays we are using in our air conditioners?
Sir, I didn't hear.
Juban, can you tell me the difference between GWP and ODP? What is ozone depletion potential and what is global warming potential of a refrigerant?
Global warming potential is the I think it is something related to the contribution of a refrigerant to global warming. Like how much so actually we give a standard for every refrigerant of how much impact it has on global warming or the nature because it is a refrigerant, and so that is something related to GWP, so global warming potential.
R134A, can you tell me the chemical name of that refrigerant? R134A.
Sit CCl2F2, sir. Or I might have to write it down. So R134A.
Achha, what is the meaning of that A? What what idea we are getting from the R134A? What that A is representing?
No, sir, I don't remember. So is it something related to azeotropes?
It is close to that, similar to that. Not exactly isotope, it is isomer.
Isomer. Okay.
अच्छा जुबिन, आप मेरे को ये बताओ कि जो R134A है, how much is the ODP and GWP of that refrigerant?
No, sir, I don't know the values like that.
Okay. You heard about Electrolux refrigerator?
Not really. So I think they are actually not in the syllabus. Electrolux is not there in the syllabus.
Syllabus of what? Like VRS is that is there in all universities examination. If you studied RAC in your B.Tech,
Yeah.
then definitely that part will be there.
Electrolux was not there, sir. Instead, VCRs was there. VARs was
you heard
there.
about 3-fluid VARS system, 3-fluid VRS system, or pumpless VRS system?
Pumpless VARS system.
You heard about 3-fluid VRS, in which we use hydrogen, ammonia, and water. Ammonia, hydrogen, and water refrigeration system. VRS system.
Okay, I think I remember. Yes, I think. Hydrogen, ammonia. Okay, yeah. Like hydrogen will go in a shorter loop and ammonia will take a longer loop. Is it that, sir?
You're asking me or you're answering the question?
No, sir, I'm asking. Like I actually don't remember the process, but I actually remember the diagram where I think one refrigerant, hydrogen will go in a smaller closed loop, and ammonia will take a longer loop along with water, and ammonia at some point of time, ammonia will separate out from water, and then again it will.
So Jubin, my last question to you: what is cascade refrigeration?
Sir, cascade refrigeration system is a refrigerator system where both the refrigerant systems are in series, and the exit portion of one refrigerator will be the inlet of the other.
ठीक है Jubin, I think now I can provide you the feedback.
Okay, sir.
देखो overall Jubin ठीक लग रहा है, but at some moments it's looking like you're not very formally answering the question. आप थोड़ा casual हो जा रहे हो. So don't show that kind of approach. You need to be very comfortable. Yes, comfortable calmness is required, but you need to be very much formal with the interviewer. Okay, you can ask, okay sir, I'm not very sure, can I guess? Okay, or like that. Okay. But you are giving some expressions like a long time ago you studied those topics, and that is not good actually. You need to try, give a try to each and every question. If you get the answer, it's fine. Otherwise you can mention very clearly, sir, sorry, I don't know the answer. Okay. If in each and every question you will start asking the interviewer, that is not a right approach.
Yeah. No, I won't actually do it in the actual interview side. It is just because I asked you because this is actually.
No, this time you can ask me. There is no issue.
Yeah.
Well, this time you can ask, but at the time of the interview, you need to be, very much formal in that case. Fine, got the idea?
Yes, sure.
In VCRS, some question I asked you, like desirable properties of refrigerant.
Yeah.
And I asked you one question related to CP. For a vapor refrigerant, if the CP is very low, suppose, then the temperature at the entry of compressor will be high and the compressor work will increase. Compressor work is proportional to the entry temperature as well as the pressure ratio. Okay. So we want that lesser, so that when you are carrying out superheating, the entry temperature to the compressor will be less, so the work input to the compressor will be less. But in the liquid region, we want more subcooling, so that more and more temperature drop of the refrigerant will be there, and we will get more refrigeration effect. Are you getting to it?
Yeah, understood.
Go through the basic topic like Electrolux, that is known as 3-fluid system. Hydrogen actually creates some kind of atmosphere, inert atmosphere, where it will be easy for the ammonia to vaporize.
Yeah, okay.
And even there is no such pump required in that system. That system is known as soundless, okay, because there is no such pump. So, okay, so there is no noise. So noiseless system, pumpless system, fully, you know, that system you can run through low grid energy, means heat. There is no such high grid energy requirement is there in that Electrolux system. Up guesses kar rahe the, but those guesses are not right. Okay, so go through some basics about that Electrolux refrigerator. Otherwise, some questions I asked related to the expansion valve. You know, a throttling device you cannot change actually, because there is no such valve is in your hand. You cannot change the mass rate of the refrigerant. So we the throttling device, the capillary tube we use where the load is almost fixed or the variation in the load are negligible.
Okay.
But suppose if you will talk about a large size commercial cold storage plant where the variation in the load will be much higher, so then some kind of arrangement is required where it will be easy for us to regulate the flow of the refrigerant. That's why we go with thermostatic or automatic expansion valve. That kind of provision is not there in the capillary tube. So that's why the capillary tube use is limited only to small size system. Are you getting, Juman?
Yeah, I understood.
Seasonal energy, because the COP of a refrigeration system depends on the atmospheric conditions.
Yeah.
If the atmospheric temperature is higher, the COP of the refrigeration or air conditioner system will be lower.
Okay.
That's why in the entire season we will get different COPs. So that's why the COP of any refrigerator or air conditioner we define in terms of the seasonal energy efficiency ratio, means the average COP of a particular season. If you go to the market for purchasing any refrigerator or air conditioner, you will find some SER rating, means some average seasonal COP you are going to get.
Okay.
Is it clear to me?
So, sir, actually in winter season, COP will be comparatively higher, isn't it?
Yes. Winter season COP of the refrigerator or air conditioner will be higher, and the summer COP will be lesser because more is the temperature difference in summer.
Okay.
Fine. So, Joven, इन चीजों का ध्यान रखो, revise again once again, and if you feel again, you can join me for your subject snap.
Yes, sir, sure.
Okay, Joven, good luck. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.